For example 4, we are writing inequality from a graph. So first of all, we still need to find m, we still need to find b, just like what we did in these problems up here. Okay, so m, here is our 2 points. We start with the most left point, that would be this point. So, to rise, I rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so our slope would be 7 over 5. And then we look to see where does that line right there cross or intersect with the y. And that's right there at -3. So b is -3. Now, we have to also figure out the inequality because it has a shading. So we have to decide which one of these symbols we're going to use. And so we look at the line and we see that it is dashed. Okay, so if it is dashed, it has to be one of these, less than or greater than. It cannot have the equal to part. So we can't have one of these. Then if we look right here at the -3 where it intersects, that's where the line began, we see that if we go down, that's the part that's shaded, which is less. Down is less. So we are going to say, instead of y equals, we will say y is less than mx, which is 7/5 x, plus b, but b is -3, so -3. So this is our inequality. Okay, let's do it for b. So in part b, we've got to find our slope first. So from here to here, how much do we fall? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we run 2. So -6 over 2 actually reduces to -3. Okay, then the line crosses the y-axis right here. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have to decide which inequality. So I see that it's solid. Okay, so solid means it has to have the equal to line. So we can get rid of these choices. I go back to where I started, which is on the y-axis, and I go up because that's where the shading is. Up is greater. So it looks like that. Okay, so if I check that out down here, it matches up with greater than or equal to since it's solid. So y is greater than or equal to m, which is -3x, plus 4. Okay, in letter C, let's find our slope. So from here to here, I need to go down and then right. So 1, 2, 3, that makes it negative, over 1, 2, 3 to the right, and -3 over 3 is -1. My B is right down here where it crosses. So I've got -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Draw in my symbols. Okay, so I go back to where I started, and the shading is above my line, up. Up is greater. And my line is dashed. So dashed means it can't be this. It's greater, it's up, so it has to be that one, greater than. So I have y is greater than -1x minus 5. Okay. In letter D, again, let's find our slope. So here we are counting by 2's, it looks like. So 2, 4. And this is between the 2 and the 4. So that's going to be at 3 right there. And then we're going to have to do like halves. So down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have to, so this is counting by 2's as well. So we're going to go all the way here. That means that's 1, 2. So negative 8 over 2 is actually negative 4. Then we figure out which inequality. So this is a solid line, which means it has to have the equal to. It's above the line. The shading is up, which is greater. So it has to be greater than or equal to. And we have negative 4x for m, and then plus 3 at the end. Okay, and then the last two, just horizontal vertical lines. So this line is going up and down on the x-axis at negative 3. Okay, now the shading is going this direction from the line, so I'm actually just going to use that same symbol, and I don't have the equal to part because it's a dashed line. Okay, and then for F, we have a horizontal line going through the y-axis at negative 2. My shading is above my line, which is greater, and this appears to be a solid line, so I'm going to put the equal to part since it's a solid line. Okay, so let's just trace that to make it look a little more solid, but I think it is solid.